Well, hello. It was probably only a matter of time before someone calls me or is calling me a conspiracy theorist. Anyone who would know me in my personal life, not just here on YouTube, would probably laugh at this, including my employer, who actually tends to agree with my viewpoints some of the time, not all of the time, but I. Uh, I can assure you I'm a pretty rational person. I don't believe in UFOs landing in my living room or anything else. Um, as far as conspiracy or conspiracies are concerned, there have actually been quite a few of them, including within the U.S. government. And so for anyone to believe that, for anyone to be naive enough to believe that this didn't actually happen or isn't happening today, um, is probably, like I say, it's naive. And um, there have been plenty of examples in recent history as far as the United States government is concerned, as far as true conspiracies, not just theories, but proven facts are involved. One of the earliest examples in recent years, let's say within the last 50 years, was the Gulf of Tonkin incident, which was used as a pretext for entering the Vietnam War full force. This incident was a false flag operation, which has been thoroughly documented in the National Archives, I might say. And the National Archives is not a conspiracy site. You can look it all up through Freedom of Information requests and so on. It's well documented and it's all out there. So the Gulf of Tonkin incident was manufactured in order to justify to the American people for the American people to agree for a greater involvement and troop deployment into Vietnam during the Vietnam War. The orchestrated Operation Ajax, which happened a bit earlier, in fact, in 1953, was designed to overthrow a democratically elected government in Iran, simply because that government, elected by the people, did not agree with U.S. Policy or U.S. foreign policy, and so the government was overthrown. This is also a matter of record. These are facts and not fiction, and they're not conspiracy theories. They actually were conspiracies within the US government. And last but not least, Operation Northwood, well documented as well, was also a US manufactured government conspiracy which never came to full fruition, thanks to the qualms that the Kennedy administration actually had about it. This was a plan designed, and it is on record, on official record, through declassified documents, CIA documents, which have been declassified and are now being reclassified. These involved plans by the Department of Defense to shoot down American civilian airliners over American airspace, and then to blame the whole thing on the Cubans. So, yes, conspiracies do happen. They don't just happen here within the U.S. government. They happen within all governments. So, I'm not. You can't accuse me of being anti-American by simply pointing out that it does happen within the US government, because other governments obviously do the same thing. So I just wanted to point out that little fact. And furthermore, the poster who was criticizing me and my viewpoints, of course he has every right to do that, and I have absolutely nothing, no beef with him. I have I happen to disagree with his viewpoints, and perhaps he listens to, more mainstream news than I do, and he seems to believe that I come from some sort of a. He didn't accuse me of being a Nazi. Okay, he did not do that, and I really truly don't believe that he thinks that I am, but. He did, however, imply that I come from some sort of a radical European faction with a long history. Well, evidently, the person who posted this response, the verbal response to my video, has no understanding of European viewpoints at all. Actually, I'm not. I'm not at all a radical in terms of European viewpoints. I would be considered very, very tame by comparison to any kind of radicalism in Europe, and even here in the United States, I might say. So um, I think the viewer who posted this response should seriously look into other sources than just the official mainstream news and so on. Now, he believes that Paul Craig Roberts has been turned into a radical or a conspiracy theorist for some reason or another. But what Roberts is actually saying goes along with many world historians, and so he's not really too far off the mark. And if he seems a little radical in some of his opinions, it's probably because our mainstream media is not ever reporting anything negative as far as our own government is concerned. And so it serves as sort of a balance, I might say. Not everybody has um, a a key to the lock of truth, so to say. But it pays to listen to various sources, not just American sources, and mainstream sources, most of all. So that's all I had to say. I hope I'm just trying to be reasonable. I'm not a radical by any means, but I do want change, and what we're having now in our government is nothing but blatant corruption. And in a sense, we're no better than the Soviet Union during some points in their history, and it's really a very hard thing for me to admit this because, I am an American citizen, so I'm partially responsible for what is happening here, and I don't agree. And so that's why I'm speaking out. And that's all I'm trying to do. Thanks.